Reconciling Ministries was founded in 1881 by a man named Steve Holcomb. Steve Holcomb was a riverboat gambler and a murderer who, through the preaching of the Word of God, gave his life to Jesus Christ, and his life was transformed by the gospel. And so he committed his life not only to following Jesus, but to creating a ministry that would reach men and women like him who were broken and sinners and living in a life of destitute and despair. 144 years later, that same mission and same ministry, through different name changes, through different leadership, different people carrying out that ministry, the mission's the same, that we believe that the gospel of Jesus Christ can make new what is broken. We really break up our services into two main areas, so emergency services and then residential or long-term services. Those emergency services meet those immediate and urgent needs. Two areas we serve in that regard are our day shelter for women and children, and then our overnight shelter for men. It can occupy up to 40 men every night, and it just meets that immediate need of getting people off the streets and into a safe and secure environment. "57% of women experiencing homelessness report domestic violence as the direct cause of homelessness. And then 70% of women experiencing homelessness have experienced abuse or violence from someone that they know on the streets. And another 50% have experienced sexual violence. We want to create a safe space for women to be off of the streets and just a place of refuge. We're building relationships with these women. Our staff are leading Bible studies, counseling and caring for these women. So our long-term services is primarily through our Life Change program for men. So for 90 days during phase one, men are in our program. They're not working an outside job. We take care of all of their immediate needs like shelter, food, hygiene, clothing, anything that they may need, so that they can just dive in and work with our staff, our counselors, our class teachers on addressing root causes of homelessness and then building those life skills, helping equip men to live transformed lives. And so we do that through focused and topical classes, Bible studies, we have chapel every night, and then counseling and case management that those men receive. Through the Recenter Garden, we're able to teach some of those practical job skills. And then through kitchen service and providing meals, being able to provide some experience working in an industrial style kitchen, we're able to kind of build those job skills and job preparedness for men. And then moving into our second phase, in the transition phase, that is up to a year-long transitional period for men. They can still live at our facility. We believe in creating as long of a runway as needed to help launch people to a successful next step. And so for many men, that looks like self-paid housing, or maybe permanent supportive housing, or maybe going back and living with a friend or a relative, and even in some cases, reconciling back with a wife. So men have already come out of that intensive phase. Now they've gained some independence back, and that runway allows them to continue living in a controlled environment, continue living with some extended accountability. It's this runway and a launch pad to whatever the next step in their journey is.
I was in an abandoned house 3 years ago. And didn't have water or nothing. And I would do drugs nonstop all day, every day. And I didn't think I was gonna make it out of there. If not for Recenter Ministries, I don't know that I would trust God like I do. I don't know that He would be the biggest part of my life. And I was able to build a foundation with God here. And I felt I've made a ton of mistakes here. And I learned that God forgives me. Probably the main thing I've learned here, and with all honesty, is forgiveness. I come in this thing like holding a lot of grudges and said I didn't, but I did. But I blame them for everything that went wrong in my life. And the fact of the matter is, if I'd had my stuff together, it would have never happened, you know. And, but like a lot of bad things happened. And I think it all led up to the point of me sitting right here. God's been good to me, man. He's had me in the palm of his hand this whole time, and I've been able to build a foundation here.
Men who are coming off of an environment that's predominantly dominated by chaos and disorder. We try to create an orderly environment where men aren't worrying about where their next meal is coming from. They're not worrying about where they're going to lay their head at night. They're not worried about the threats and danger all around them because they're in a controlled and safe environment. And we believe that allows these men in our program to focus on what matters most and not just what the immediate and urgent need is, but more of the long-term needs. Environment matters, and so we want to create an environment and a space where people can hear the Word of God, people can respond to the Word of God, people can be counseled and equipped and grow in their life and in their journey.